Good morning. Good morning. Very good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. <clears throat> 25 people have joined so far. Good morning, Aditi. Good morning, Sirajuddin. Good morning, Shreyoshi. Everyone. Good morning. Very good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So happy now? Made up to the weekend? Yeah. Good morning, Deepushri. Welcome. Yeah. Good morning. Good vibes. Yeah. Hmm. Good morning, Rahul. No, I haven't. I will. Okay, I haven't posted the PPT, Shoji. Not yet. Once I post, you will get a notification, I guess. Um, I will post it. Demand supply elasticity because I'm. We have class on Saturdays now too. Okay. Okay. How many classes do you have on Saturday? Hi. Good morning. Good morning. How many classes do you have on Saturdays? 45 people are watching. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. No class. And someone was saying you have class on Saturdays now too. Let's wait for a couple of more minutes. Then we can start. I think once the viewers reach 50, we can start. Sunday full class of mock, beta, and home. Yeah, even I'm not free on weekends right these days. I have to do my research work and PhD stuff, and my hands are full. Like it's more like living at work more than working from home, you know? Like you don't have time for yourself, but you should take out time for yourself. That's important. Even if it's 1 hour, you should take it out for yourself. You know, satisfaction, utility, everything matters. Otherwise, productivity will be zero. So, yeah, you should take out time for yourself. Okay, I think we are good to go. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Once you can see it, please let me know. Yeah. Okay. So I believe that I had done demand and supply with you guys. So can we have a quick recapitulation and then we can go to, you know, elasticity. So basically what I'm going to cover today is the last topic of this particular last topic of discussion of this particular subtopic, demand supply equilibrium and elasticity. So basically few sums will come and it's very easy, you know, the sums that comes from this particular elasticity part. It's very easy, you know, it's a cakewalk for you guys. So let's have a quick recapitulation, you know, of what we had done in the last class. Yeah, I had my class the day before, yesterday only. Yeah. So we have seen that, income supply means what? We had done supply in the last class. So supply means what? Supply means at a particular price, how much, how many unit of a particular good a producer is willing and able to produce. Whenever we are defining supply, we have to use those keywords as well. Willingness and ability, not only in case of demand but also in case of supply. So supply means that at a particular price, how many units of a particular commodity a producer will be willing to produce. Okay, and I have told you that those who were not present in the last class, please take a note that supply curve don't start from, never starts from, the origin, because you cannot start a supply curve from zero. Why? Because the thing is, you are a producer. Think about yourself. You are a producer and you are definitely not going to sell your product at zero. So you have a zero price. You have a minimum price set for that. Okay. And you have a motive. What motive do you have as a producer? You want to maximize your profit. Okay, so obviously you are not going to sell your commodity at price zero. So supply curve never starts from zero. The minimum price has to be positive. It cannot be zero. Here, as it is shown that the minimum price is $1. So that makes sense, because below $1, even 50 cents, the producer will not be willing to produce anything. It has to be always greater than zero. So the horizontal intercept or the price intercept, okay, can never be, you know, zero, or can never be negative. It has to be positive all the time. The horizontal intercept means the P intercept. In the horizontal axis, in the supply demand diagram, in the horizontal axis, we measure the price. On the on the vertical axis, we measure the price. On the horizontal axis, we measure the quantity. Okay, so the vertical axis, the vertical intercept would always be positive for a supply curve. But the same thing is not true for a demand curve, because demand curve can touch the horizontal axis. Because if you don't buy that, you are not going to pay any price for it. Okay. So we had also seen the non-price determinants of supply. Of course, the price of the commodity itself determines the supply of the commodity, that how much a producer is willing to produce, okay, at a particular price. But there are certain non-price determinants of supply as well. I have told you subsidies and taxes. Subsidies means a payment made by the government to the producers to encourage them to produce more of a commodity. Usually, these things are done in case of the emergency or essential commodities, because essential commodities, you cannot have a profit motive. You know, you as a producer will always will have a profit motive behind producing the essential commodities. Even if you're selling essential commodities like medicines and other sanitation items, you have a profit motive on your mind. But that shouldn't be the case, right? People shouldn't be should be all of them should be getting it at a fair price. So who comes into the picture? Government gives some money to the producers of these essential commodities and tells them to produce more, encourages them to produce more. So if the government does that, this is called subsidies. Okay, if the government does that and makes a payment to the producers for each unit produced, obviously it is going to increase your supply, because you are getting a money, you're getting something for producing more of a commodity. So obviously, as a producer, you will be encouraged to do that. Okay. Again, taxes means that payments from firms to the government. If government levies GST on you and other forms of taxes on you, obviously you are going to decrease your supply. Similarly, technology is one of the most important factors of determining supply. Other related goods price, as we all know that there are substitutes available in the market, and so if a firm finds that the substitute is now more profitable, obviously it would shift its line of production from commodity A to commodity B. Other things are cost, expectation of the producer. One student was asking me the other day, ma'am, how expectation determines the supply. Suppose as a producer, you start thinking that in the future, your expectation tells you that in the future the product price is going to increase, the market price of the product is going to increase. So obviously in the future you will supply more rather than now. You will decrease the supply now, and in expectation of a higher revenue, you are going to produce in future more. Okay. And size of the market also, if the number of firms entering the market increases, the total supply of the market goes up. So these are the non-price determinants of supply, and these are also called supply shifters. Shifters, why? Because these things, if these things change, rather than price, then supply curve either parallelly shifts upward or downward. Okay, that depends. So as we can see from this diagram, so we have done all these. And equilibrium, I guess no one has any question regarding the equilibrium disequilibrium situation. uh, Ma'am, the screen is not clear. Is it clear now? Is it clear now? Why is the screen not clear? I don't understand. Is everyone facing the same problem? Is everyone facing the same problem, or is it just... Okay, there is a question. Ma'am, does government provide subsidies even to the companies who manufacture and provide luxury items? No, no. Usually the government shouldn't. I mean, okay, the screen is clear. Okay, no, subsidies are a very important thing. Subsidy means that you are paying someone, paying a producer to encourage the production of something. So why as a government would you encourage the production of luxury goods in a country where your citizens are not even getting the ration? That doesn't make sense, right? Government provides subsidies usually to those sectors which are very very important for the essential, for the essential services. Like for example, the government is providing subsidy for LPG gas. So you are aware of that, because every month we get a subsidy of I think 200-300 rupees that is submitted in our deposited in our bank account, that directly goes to our bank account. It is subsidized. The LPG is subsidized. And why it is subsidized? Because if you charge the same price, the market price, from everyone in this country, not everyone would be able to buy it. Not everyone would be able to buy it. So and it's a LPG gas it's an essential item. Few medicines, for example, those are essential items. For example, education is highly subsidized. Why? Because education is an essential thing. What does RTE says? Right to Education Act. I'm sure you are familiar with that. Right to Education Act. It says that elementary education is a right. Elementary education is minimum basic education. So if someone is unable to enroll himself or herself in a good school, in a private school, it is the responsibility of the government to provide that person an elementary education. And for that, all that midday meal schemes and it's a part of the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. So, ma'am, but if we consider the other way around, these luxury items are one of the greatest exported items that's fetching the country a lot of income, thus increasing our GDP. Well, I get it. Okay, I get what you're trying to say, but the thing is, the luxury. Okay, fine. So, who are the target customers for the luxury items? Usually the richer section of the society. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. They are able to buy those commodities. So it doesn't matter whether you subsidize it or not. Those who are buying those commodities, those luxury items, they are anyway going to buy it. They are anyway going to and be able to buy it. So it is not required. Subsidy is not required in that place. But if you consider education, if you consider elementary education, not everyone can afford a private school, right? Not everyone can be enrolled in a good private school. No, they can't be. Because if you see the cost of a private school, it's very very high for the lower middle class or the people living below poverty line. It's impossible. It's an impossible dream for them, unachievable. But if you are talking about luxury items, obviously BPL category people or lower middle class people, they don't usually buy those luxury items. So who are the target customers of those luxury items? The richer section of the society, or those who are properly well off. Okay, so that's what, even if the price is high, they are able to pay it, and they will anyway buy it. So you're not going to subsidize H&M, or you're not going to subsidize Zara, or you're not going to subsidize, I don't know what, West Side, because the target customer of those stores or those places, those brands, they are not The lower middle class, the target customers who are daily buyers or frequent customers of those stores, they are anyway going to buy it because their income is, yeah, okay, yes, ma'am, understood, thank you. Yeah, so that's what, I was going to give an example of what, uh, I forgot. Okay, if it comes to my mind, I'll definitely share it with you. So, well, we can relate Apple users to Android users. Okay, that's a different story. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I was trying to say the other day. Okay. No, the class is not over yet. It's just the previous PPT. So you can. So today what we are going to discuss is the concept of elasticity. Does anyone have any idea what elasticity means? So you see this rubber band, you see this hair tie, you see this hair tie? This is elastic, okay? Basically, this is what elasticity means in economics also. If I stretch it, it will increase. If I, leave it, it will decrease. This is what is called elasticity in economics also. But how? That we are going to discuss today. How it is an economic concept. Elasticity. And today we are focusing just on elasticity of demand. I'm sorry for the trade cry. Okay. Okay. So elasticity of demand. That's what we are focusing on today. Elasticity of demand. What do we mean by it? Let's see. The term elasticity has actually come from elastic. Okay, the term elasticity has actually come from elastic. How come? It's a mathematical measure. First, let me say that it's a mathematical measure. But what does it measure? It's a measure of how much buyers and sellers respond to changes in market conditions. Typically price. What does change in a market? Price. Okay. So how the buyers and sellers are going to respond to changes in market condition? We have elasticity of demand and elasticity of supply also. So basically, elasticity measures. So if you look at this elastic, so if I stretch it, it is going to, increase in volume, increase in size. But if I leave it, it is going to decrease in size. What does it show? Basically, when I'm stretching it, it's showing the responsiveness of how it can increase. Responsiveness of this band. When I'm stretching it, it is showing the responsiveness of this band. How this band is reacting to my stretch. The same thing happens. The same thing happens with demand also. When price increases, how the demand is responding. What is the responsiveness of the demand of the market? That is called elasticity. Okay, suppose I increase the price by 1 rupee. Suppose a commodity is being sold 5 rupees per unit. Now I increase the price by 1 rupee each unit. Now it is sold in rupees 6 per unit. And suppose my demand drops drastically. That means demand is very, very sensitive to price, isn't it? Suppose I increase the price by just 1 rupee and my demand falls drastically. So that means that demand is very, very sensitive to to the price. Demand is very, very sensitive to the price increase. So it's a measure of how much buyers and sellers will respond to changes in market conditions, typically price. It allows us to analyze supply and demand with greater precision. Okay, name 3 necessities and 3 luxuries that you would buy. Come on, let me know in the comment section. 3 necessities and 3 luxuries. Okay. Name three necessities. I hope you know. Necessities and luxuries. Name three necessities and three luxuries in the comment section that you would like to buy. And then I'm going to discuss what I was trying to say. Three necessities, three luxuries. Three necessities, okay. Sanitizers, clothes, and food, okay. Food, water, house, okay, and necessities. Necessity would be house, food, clothes, okay, okay. And luxury, three luxuries. Lamborghini, okay. Big dreams, big house, quite materialistic. Gaming PC, okay. PlayStation 4, iPad. Well, at your age, it's okay. Understood. Okay, so fine. Okay. Coming to that. So tell me, if the the food that you buy, food, clothes, water, luxuries, personal car or bike, beer, hair, okay, here hair highlighter. Okay, fine. Branded car. Okay, big dreams. Okay, so yeah. So think about it. When you are buying food, or yes, we do pay for water. When you are buying that, if the price of food increases, will you stop buying it? If the price of food increases, if the price of, say, the rice that you buy, yeah, that increases, will you stop buying it? No, no. But suppose you plan to buy a what? A bike. Okay, yes, you plan to buy a bike or car, personal car, and you see that previously it was sold for something, some amount, and now that price has gone up by straight by 1 lakh rupee. Okay, so what will you do? You will postpone the consumption, isn't it? You can postpone the consumption because it is not absolutely necessary for you to survive. A bike or a car doesn't determine your survival, does it? It doesn't. So, we can say that if it's a necessary and you have to buy it anyway, that's necessary for your own survival, then we can say that the elasticity of that particular commodity is less, because your demand is less responsive to the change in price. Even if the price increases, you are still going to buy food, you still need clothing, you still need that house to live, you still need shelter above your head. You cannot survive without it because it's necessity. On the other hand, you can, luxury item, you can survive without it. It's a wish, it's a desire, it's a future plan that I'm going to buy someday a big house, a good car, a phone, whatever. So you can survive without it. So you can postpone the consumption. If the price of the luxury commodity increases now, okay, fine, I can postpone the consumption for future. I'm not going to die if I do postpone my consumption. So I can say that my consumption of luxury products are more responsive to price changes. But my consumption of necessary products are less responsiveness to price changes, are less responsive to price changes. That is what happens. So price elasticity of demand. Basically, if I have to define price elasticity of demand, I would say Price elasticity of demand is the percentage change in quantity demanded given a percentage change in the price. It's a measure of how much the quantity demanded of a good responds to a change in the price of that good. Suppose a commodity's price has gone up by 10% and its consumption has, or the demand has fallen by 15%. So what's my price elasticity of demand? 15% by 10%. Okay, 1.5. So it is elastic. So price elasticity of demand is basically the ratio of percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. That is the numerical formula. And economically speaking, what is the economic story behind it? It shows us that by what percentage my quantity demanded will fall if my price increases by 1%. Okay, it is a measure of how much quantity demanded of a good responds to a change in the price of that good. Computing the price elasticity of demand. Now, mathematically speaking, small sums will come from here. Okay, and it's very easy. The sums are really, really easy. It's a cakewalk. The price elasticity of demand is computed as the percentage change in the quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price. So this is the formula. Sorry. This is the formula. Price elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in QD divided by percentage change in price. And always remember, one thing is not here. You can actually have the absolute value of it, or you can put a minus sign. I will suggest that always put a minus sign before the formula. Why? Because you see that demand and price are inversely related. Okay, demand and price are inversely related. So always price elasticity of demand will always have a minus sign before it. Okay, so please put a minus sign before the formula whenever you calculate it, because if it is a normal commodity, so whenever price is going to go up, demand is going to go down, or whenever price is going to go down, demand is going to go up, because that is the relationship between demand and price, right? So please put a minus sign before the price elasticity of demand formula, always. Okay, so price elasticity of demand measures how much quantity demanded responds to the price. It is closely related to the slope of the demand curve, but instead of looking at unit change, elasticity looks at percentage change. So what do we mean by percentage change? See, see the first question. If there are 50 tomatoes in a store and you picked 16 of them, what percentage of the total did you pick? So 16 out of 50, 35%. What is the percentage? 16 by 50. 32%. Yeah. 32% of the total I picked. Next question is, Paul used to weigh 200 pound last year, but now he only weighs 175 pound. How many pounds did he lose? What is the percentage of the loss? So what is the percentage of the loss? Total he has lost 25. Okay. And now we can see how many percentage? 25 by 200 into 100. So what is that? 12.5%, I guess. So 12.5%. So what is the average of 300 and 330? What is the midpoint? 300 and 330 average is 630. And if I divide it by 2, then What is it? 630, 315. So what is the midpoint? 315. So computing the price elasticity of demand. See how price elasticity of demand is computed. Basically, if I go by the formula, price elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. So let's consider an example. If the price of an ice cream cone increases from $2 to $2.2, and the amount you buy falls from 10 to 8 cones, then your elasticity of demand would be what? Now calculate it. Do you have a pen and paper? Or you can do it orally also. If the price of an ice cream cone increases from $2, so what are the quantities that you need to calculate price elasticity of demand? Percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. Here, what is the percentage change in price? Here, the price of an ice cream cone goes up by 20 cents. Okay. And so what is the percentage change? Calculate that, and the amount that you are buying falls from 10 cones to 8 cones. So what is the percentage change? The absolute change in 2 cones. So what is the percentage change then? Calculate that and calculate the ratio, then you will get the price elasticity of demand. Okay, so let's see how many people have commented. Okay. I won't show the answer right now. Yeah. Answer is 2. Okay, which answer, Harsh? 2%. Okay, which answer? 10. Someone is saying. Okay, please write the answer fully. So, price of an ice cream cone goes up from $2 to $2.2 is the price elasticity. Okay, 10 is the price elasticity. Stranger Storm is saying 10 is the price elasticity. Has everyone got it? Price elasticity is 10. Has everyone got it? I'm repeating the question again. Price of the ice cream cone increases from $2 to $2.2. And the consumption of the ice cream cone, demand for ice cream cone decreases from, okay, everyone has calculated. Okay, let others comment also. 10. Everyone is saying 10. Price elasticity of demand is 10. Okay. Okay, let me ask you this. Wouldn't it be minus 10? Because that makes sense, right? Minus 10. Because we can see that if the price increases, quantity demanded is actually falling. Before you were buying 10 cones, now you are buying 8 cones. So price elasticity, it is elastic, and it is minus 10. It would be minus 10. Okay. Yes, ma'am, minus 10. Yes. Because of the relationship between demand and price. Conventional relationship between demand and price. Let's see what's the answer. This was the question. The price of one ice cream cone increases from $2 to $2.2. And the amount that you buy falls from 10 to 8 cones. Then your elasticity of demand would be 2 or minus 2. So those who have got, okay, the person, I don't remember his name. What was your name? You said 2 at first, no? Yeah, Harsh Agarwal. Yes, Harsh, your answer was right. The final answer is 2 or minus 2. Yes. Why I'm showing? This was the formula of price elasticity of demand. Now look at it. What you need first is the percentage change in quantity demanded. So for that, what would you write on the numerator? 10 minus 8 by 10 into 100. That's the percentage change in demand, right? That's the percentage change in quantity demanded. What is the absolute change? 10 minus 8, 2. Okay, so if I need to calculate the percentage change, I need to divide it by 10 into 100. So that's my numerator. And what would be there in the denominator? 2.2 minus 2 divided by 2 into 100. That's my percentage change in price. Remember, percentage change. People who have got 10, they must have done absolute change. No, absolute change we are not saying. We are saying percentage change. We are talking about percentage change. So numerator would be percentage change in quantity demanded. 10 minus 8 by 10 into 100 divided by 2.2 minus 2. Always new price, new quantity minus the old quantity. That should be the case. So 2.2 minus 2 by 2 into 100. So the numerator comes 20%, the denominator comes 10%, divided by, if I divide it, then I get 2. So 2 or minus 2 is the right answer. And yes, Harsh has written 2%. No, Harsh, elasticity is a unit-free concept because percent, when you are like dividing 20% by 10%, it's a unit-free measure, okay? So elasticity doesn't have any unit, okay? It's not percentage. It's just a value. It's just a value. It's unit-free, all right? So did everyone understood where you went wrong? Final answer, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, Harsh, you were right. So did everyone understand the sum, or should I repeat myself? Did everyone understand the sum, or should I repeat myself? If I need to repeat myself, please let me know. I can repeat it. Because you need to understand how it is done. Otherwise, there is no, yes. So those who have got 10, please let me know how did you get 10? How did you get 10? And why did you get 10? It won't be 10. Please remember, it's the ratio of percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price. It's not the absolute change I'm talking about. I hope you know the difference between the two. Okay, absolute change I'm not talking about. I'm talking about percentage change. Okay, okay, it is clear. That's good. Now, what I'm going to discuss last is ranges of elasticity. Now, let me tell you there are 5 ranges of elasticity of demand. Okay. Number 1, inelastic demand. Inelastic demand. Percentage where percentage change in price is greater than percentage change in quantity demanded. Percentage change in price is greater than percentage change in quantity demanded, which means that numerator is less than the denominator. If you look at the formula, price elasticity is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price. But a demand would be inelastic if the denominator is more, if the numerator is less. Just like I have given you the example of necessary commodities, for that, even if the price increases or decreases, you won't, obviously the other opposite is also true. You see, suppose you buy rice from the grocery shop and you monthly buy 16 kg of rice. Suppose the price decreases, the price drops. Obviously, you are not overnight, you are not going to start eating 4 extra kg of rice. So it is hardly going to matter because you have a fixed consumption of that. Consider the life-saving medicines. You need 10 tablets a month, suppose, or a week. And suppose that kind of medicine's price drops. Overnight, obviously, you are not going to have 20 medicines instead of 10. So, in case of inelastic demand, even if the price changes, even if the price changes, it decreases or increases, demand more or less remains the same or it hardly changes. Okay. So in that regard, price elasticity of demand would be less than 1 because obviously when the numerator is lower than the denominator, then obviously the ratio is less than 1. So if the value of price elasticity of demand is less than 1, then we call it an inelastic demand. Okay. Now, what is elastic demand? The opposite. If the percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than the percentage change in price, then we call it elastic demand. Consider the, normal commodity. Suppose, what should I say? Yeah, suppose Durga Puja is coming and they are giving huge discount on dresses, and because of the lockdown shops were all closed, and now that Durga Puja is coming, people are, it's unlocked right now, lockdown is not that prevalent anymore. So few days people are going out and shopping and stuff, so all these malls and the shops are going to give discount. So suppose you are a consumer and you have a fixed budget and you see that these malls are giving huge discount. So obviously, instead of buying one t-shirt, if you have the money, if they are giving huge discount, you're going to get two t-shirts at the same price. So in that regard, your consumption is going to increase if the price increases, if the price decreases. And why are they decreasing the price? To attract you, because they know that your demand is elastic. Because the kind of commodity that they are selling, dresses, t-shirts, apparels and bags and jewelries and other stuff, accessories, because they know that that kind of product will, if they give a huge discount on that, that kind of product is going to attract more customers, because they know that the demand is elastic. The girl who buys like for a jhumka for 60 rupees, and if she gets it for 30 rupees, she is going to buy two. Of course, she is going to buy two. I mean, who doesn't love earrings and junk jewelries? Okay, so that's what happens. You see, whenever percentage change in quantity demand is greater than the percentage change in price, we call it elastic demand. And that is true for all the normal commodities. In that regard, price elasticity of demand is greater than 1 because obviously numerator is greater than the denominator. So that's why the entire ratio is greater than 1. Okay. So inelastic demand is usually seen for necessities, and elastic demand is usually seen for all the normal commodities like clothing and apparels and accessories and bags and things like that, mobile phones, electronic items, everything. So perfectly inelastic demand. You see, for a perfectly inelastic demand where elasticity equals 0, it means what? Look at the vertical and the horizontal axis. Price is on the vertical axis. Horizontal axis, we have quantity. So if you, no matter what price you are charging, your demand is always going to remain the same. Your demand is fixed. That means your demand isn't changing at all. That means the numerator is 0. Percentage change in quantity demanded is 0. No matter what price you are charging. That is called perfectly inelastic demand, when the value of elasticity is equal to zero. So even if price increases from $4 to $5, your demand is not going to change. And this is true for absolutely necessary items. This is true for absolute necessities. Like I given you the example of life-saving medicines. Every day, and right now, these essential items also include, at this moment, sanitizers, masks, and disinfectant cleaners and stuff like that. Okay, headgears, everything. Okay, so for that, because you need it, and doesn't matter what price they're charging from you, you need it, you will buy it because it is essential right now given at this moment. So the what is the value of, if someone asks you, so what is the value of this sanitizer right now, what will you say? The value of sanitizer, value of elasticity of sanitizer is zero. This particular bottle of sanitizer is inelastic demand, is perfectly inelastic in demand. The value of the sanitizer, the value of this mask, the value of this face shield is zero. The elasticity value of this particular sanitizer is right now zero because it is considered as an absolute necessity right now at this moment. No matter what price is going to be charged from us, we are anyway going to buy it. So when a commodity like sanitizer, masks, all these right now at this given moment, like when they have the elasticity value equal to zero, the demand curve is vertical. The demand curve is no longer a downward sloping curve because no matter what price is charged, the demand will always remains the same. So the demand curve is vertical. So right now, if I ask you what does the demand curve for sanitizers and masks look like, you will say, ma'am, it looks vertical. So an increase in price leaves the quantity demanded unchanged. Is this clear or should I repeat myself? Is this clear or should I repeat myself? Ma'am, we didn't consider the change as percentage. We consider the absolute change. Yes, that's why it was, yeah. Don't consider the absolute change, please. You have to consider the percentage change. Okay, is the concept of perfectly inelastic demand clear? Or should I repeat myself? So if someone asks you right now that what does the demand curve for sanitizers and masks look like, so what will you say? It looks like vertical. It is no longer downward sloping because right now at this moment masks, sanitizers and medicines, everything are essential, and so doesn't matter what price is charged from us, we have to buy it. So our quantity demanded is not going to change in response to increase in price. So our quantity is going to remain same. So the demand curve is going to be vertical. It is not a downward sloping line anymore. Is this thing clear or should I need to repeat myself? Please let me know if I need to repeat myself because that is the clear, or Kutapa saying it's clear. Okay. Clear. Okay, so I'm ending the class here, and I'm going to take a few questions from you. So if you have any question, please ask. I have, I think, yeah, a couple of minutes I have. So please, if you have any question, please do ask. Any difficulty in understanding anything, because this is the base. Okay, this is the foundation we are creating. This is the core economics topic that we have entered. One question. Okay, please go ahead. Yes. Yeah, go ahead. I don't know your name. Stranger Storm. What's your name? So you need to understand these things, and please, when you are calculating elasticity, please don't consider the absolute quantities. The formula says it's percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price, and when two quantities. I have read that luxury items are the only exceptions that are not affected by inflation or deflation or any other market fluctuation. Is it true, ma'am? See, I told you. You were the one now who asked for subsidies in luxury commodities. Yeah, basically the notion is same. You know why? Yeah, it's true that inflation or deflation doesn't affect the consumption of luxury item that much. The price change or market condition doesn't affect the luxury item that much because of the target group. You see, you know, the same thing I was discussing with one of my friends yesterday is like we were talking about movies. So, and we were talking about mainstream cinema and third. Do you know the third movie, or I don't know whether you know or not. So we were talking about it, and so we said that yes, commercial movies, like if you consider the commercial movies, okay, they are made for a particular group of people, like the target audience. Why are people making commercial movies anyway? Business. It's just business, nothing else. They don't need to give a message. Like we were talking about Masan is a commercial movie. Masan was apparently a commercial movie. No, third cinema. Third cinema is something else. You need to study about it. Uh, Everyone, it's recommended. Um, yeah. So Masan was a commercial movie, but it also had a wonderful message. It can also be treated as a parallel cinema. Similarly, luxury items they have a target consumer. Like commercial movies have a target audience. Luxury commodities have a target consumer, have a specific group of consumer who are going to buy that commodity. The producers also know. So, you know, inflation or deflation hardly matters the lives of riches. That's true. Inflation or deflation hardly matters the lives of the riches. And the richest section of the society are the buyer of those luxury items. So doesn't matter if their price increase or decrease, they're anyway going to buy it. Right? So yes, if you are considering the elasticity of the luxury item, so when you are considering the elasticity of the luxury item, it is also relatively inelastic because the target group, you see the target group who are going to buy the luxury items, they are different. They're not meant for everyone. Those commodities are not produced for everyone in the society. Like they have a target group. So yes, they are not that much affected by inflation or deflation or any other market fluctuations. Yeah, absolutely right. Any other question? I hope I have made myself clear. Any other question? Okay, then I'll see you in the next class. And next class, next Wednesday's class will be taken by Smita ma'am, of course. And we'll meet next Friday. Till then, stay safe. Bye-bye and take care and have a happy weekend. You know, do take out time for yourself. Bye-bye. Thank you.